Finally, we're going to go back to the New Testament, Matthew chapter 11, verse 9. Jesus asked the question, what did you go out into the desert to see? Now, the people in Jesus' day were on constant Messiah watch. They were expectant of God's promise and went to great lengths to visit John the Baptist in the desert regions to see if he was the Messiah or if he had a word from the Lord. They were waiting eagerly for God to move, and they were actively seeking his will and purpose, even to the point of personal discomfort to travel any distance to a remote area just to check it out. Now, what price are you willing to pay to learn what God is doing and then be a part of it? Are you active or passive where the things of God are concerned? Are you expectant of God's help and involvement in your life and the life of his church? Now, if we go to the Old Testament, to Exodus chapter 23, verses 14 through 17, we read this. 3 times a year you are to celebrate a festival to me. Celebrate the festival of unleavened bread. For 7 days eat bread made without yeast, as I commanded you. Do this at the appointed time in the month of Aviv, for in that month you came out of Egypt. No one is to appear before me empty-handed. Celebrate the festival of harvest with the first fruits of the crops you sow in your field. Celebrate the festival of ingathering at the end of the year when you gather in your crops from the field. 3 times a year, all the men are to appear before the sovereign Lord. God interrupted their routine, their annual schedule to make sure they were constantly coming back to have an encounter with him and he with them through the festivals. Read about it in Exodus 23 for yourself, and then realize what price the men of Israel had to pay to appear before the Lord every year, and then be willing to pay the same price. That's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with another question. I hope you'll be here too. See you then.